Alright, what's up guys? Somnus here, and today I thought I'd do a pickles video. Now I've actually picked up quite a few stuff. This is going to be encompassing basically the past 4 or 5 months. Uh, 4 consoles, yep, and quite a few games, a few different systems. I think I'll start with the consoles first. I believe out of the four of these, yeah, I got the GameCube kind of way back, but yeah, I ended up picking up a GameCube on eBay, which is pretty nice because I haven't had a GameCube in a really long time. It comes with some of these stickers, funny enough. Uh, those are from the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, I believe. And this GameCube works pretty well. Comes with the original memory card, original controller. When it comes to these retro consoles, I always want the OEM, the original controllers. I'm never a fan of those third-party controllers, but they're pretty sweet. The GameCube was pretty big in my childhood. I used to love playing games like Smash Bros. Melee, Sunshine, a little bit of Wind Waker, even though I never got to beating around that. Uh, there was a few games, Naruto, Clash of Ninja 2. That was always a lot of fun. I also picked up PlayStation 1. Uh, a lot of Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. I have a lot of nostalgia. In fact, 7 was the first game I ever played on the original PlayStation 1. I was about 11 years old, and it takes me back quite a bit. And I've always found it fascinating that it had the multiple disc. It was always something that intrigued me back in the day. But I absolutely love the PlayStation 1, and I just had to have it in the collection. I've had a PS1 in the past, but unfortunately, I sold all of my games and collection around COVID, which was really unfortunate. But when you're younger, you don't really know like the value of these games and stuff. And I wasn't into gaming a few years back, but I got right back into it. I also picked up a PlayStation 2. This might just be the most nostalgic console, uh, at least for me, I should say. Pretty cool. I completely didn't even, I kind of overlooked it, but when I picked this up on eBay, this came with a network adapter, which is cool because I never actually had one of these. Apparently, there's like the Ethernet ports. You can like hook this up to play Final Fantasy 11, which I never played. I wish I got the chance to play, but you can also connect like hard drives to these, which is cool. This came with a OEM controller as well, just like the PlayStation 1. And then it came with a memory card, and then I ended up picking up free McBoot because I do want to mod this eventually. Let's set this to the side. So PS1, PS2, GameCube, and then I also picked up a Nintendo DSi XL. I've owned the original DS way back, uh, kind of like when it first came out, maybe like a year or two after, and that was always a lot of fun. This is the most nostalgic of the handhelds for me. I never owned the DSi version, and I kind of jumped on it because I like that they have the XL version. This one doesn't play Game Boy Advance games, but with this, I just want DS games. Here's the DS IXL. It's like black and then brown on the back, but been treating me really well. The DS, I remember playing a lot of Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart DS, Mario Party DS, Final Fantasy 3. Trying to remember some of the games. Diddy Kong Racing, I believe. But yeah, a lot of fun. I unfortunately sold that when I was a kid, a few years after picking it up. But yeah, and since I just picked up the DS, might as well go through some of the DS games. I picked up three DS games. First we have Final Fantasy 3, game I just spoke of. I recently did a Let's Play on this. It's already complete. In fact, this was the first Let's Play on the channel, and this game is extremely nostalgic. This is the first turn-based RPG I've ever played, so holds a special place in my heart. I really enjoy this game. The job system is a lot of fun. In fact, that's really the meat of this game. Uh, Exploring the world and playing around with the different jobs. Pretty difficult game, but I played this several times, so I know how to get my way around it. Just set this aside. And then the Sonic Classic Collection. I've always wanted this in the past, but I never had it originally. This comes with Sonic 1, 2, 3, and then Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 3 being my absolute favorite out of all these. I just love the music in it and the levels. In fact, I think Special Stage is probably my favorite Sonic song and just one of my favorite mini games in general. I love it a lot. Can be quite stressful, but a lot of fun. And then the third game is Lego Battles. This one I bought kind of on a whim. Uh, I read a bit into it and it just kind of intrigued me. So I think I'm gonna have a bit of fun with this. Seems like a bit of a strategy type game, but I'm curious to see what this game holds. Those are the three DS games I picked up. I want to be collecting the DS pretty slowly and getting those in like the best condition possible. All right, interesting enough, I love the Xbox 360. I haven't got around getting it just yet, but there was one game I picked up for it, Halo 3. Enjoy this game a lot. This was my introduction. Well, actually, Halo 2 was, but this was my introduction to basically online gaming. I absolutely love the social matchmaking on this, the rank matches, the 8 on 8, I forgot what they were called, SWAT, all of that stuff. The campaign was just really, really great. Amazing soundtrack. I absolutely adore this game. This is one of my favorite games. Uh, I love what they did with the Halo Master Chief Collection, but I wanted to have it back on the 360 because it just brings back a certain like memory. So need to be picking up a 360 pretty soon. Yeah, definitely my favorite of the Halos. I got quite attached to Halo 3. I picked up two GameCube games. Well, one of these actually came with the GameCube, and that is Mario Kart Double Dash. This is one of the reasons that I wanted the specific GameCube that I bought because GameCube games are quite expensive. In fact, Nintendo games usually tend to keep their price, but this game in particular goes for uh goes for quite a bit. And the GameCube came with the original controller, the memory card, this, and all the cords, which is pretty nice. Out of the Mario Karts, this is like the one I played the least because I've never owned this. This is the first time I've ever owned this. A lot of fun. Kind of interesting gimmick with the switching characters. You know, you ride with two. One you're driving, one you throw the items. Some pretty cool stages. I hope to play this a bit more and familiarize myself more with it because I do enjoy it. It's definitely a bit interesting, but glad to own this because I eventually want to own all the Mario Kart games. So that came with my GameCube. And then this is a game I just randomly picked up at GameStop. This was a complete surprise for me. In fact, I didn't know GameStop had like the retro type games. I kind of heard about them on the website, but they had like their whole section of GameCube and PS2 games. And this is always something I wanted to play. Uh, this is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I'm pretty sure this game would be a lot funner if you play multiplayer, but this also has the Game Boy Advance like compatible. You can like hook up the Game Boy Advances to this, I believe, which is pretty cool. It has the picture in the back. So yeah, I kind of look forward to see what this game entails because I hear this is one of the better Final Fantasy spin-offs. And I've never really played any of the spin-offs. I played pretty much all of the Final Fantasy games in the main series, except for 16, as far as number one goes. Curious to see what this entails. Should pretty should be pretty fun. I kind of dig in the art style. So yeah. All right, and then we got quite a few PS2 games. These two right here are the most recent ones. I'm just gonna show one at a time. Final Fantasy X. I've mentioned this quite a few times, I think already in my Final Fantasy 3 Let's Play. This is indeed my favorite game of all time. So this was also something that was sought out for quite some time. This is the international release. This is the Japanese version of Final Fantasy X, the one that came with the Dark Aeons, the Expert Sphere Grid, and Penance. And I remember really wanting this back in the day because I played the original in 2012. I think it was 2011, 2012. I'm pretty sure it was 2012. The HD remasters hadn't come out at that time, so I remember just I remember restarting a file on the original and just being kind of mad that being kind of crushed that I couldn't play this version because this has the Expert Sphere Grid and the Dark Aeons, of course. Uh, a lot of fun. Really good post content that the original was just kind of missing. Unfortunately, yeah, it's in Japanese, but you can there's like a menu option in the beginning of the game where you can change it to English, like English subtitles and stuff. So yeah, want to get around to playing this. Unfortunately, playing this on an original PlayStation 2, you need like the swap magic or there's like other workarounds I think too, but it's kind of annoying because the PlayStation 2 is region locked like most consoles. I never understand why they do stuff like that, but what I do want to do is eventually there's a PS2 bundle that comes with it's a Japanese PS2 that came with Ratchet and Clank, which Ratchet and Clank is one of my favorite games of all time. In fact, the original might just be the game I beat the most times. So it'd be cool having a Japanese PS2, kind of like limited edition. I don't know how limited it is, but the box has the Ratchet and Clank logo on it with the Ratchet and Clank game. So that should be cool, and it would allow me to play that game. And then Final Fantasy X 2. This is international plus the last mission. One of my gaming guilds, I've actually never beat this game. In fact, I got about halfway through. I was playing this on the I was playing this on emulator because I've owned it in the past before, but this was actually a few years ago. I wanted to get around beating it. And a lot of it really is just like timing, because I do enjoy this game quite a bit. Well, the original Final Fantasy X 2. I've never played this version, but the job system is a lot of fun. In fact, that was easily my favorite part of the game. I love my job systems, and I look forward to seeing what else it entails. But I've played quite a bit of it. I think I got 15 hours into it, and I think I got the gist of basically how the game plays out for the rest of it, and I enjoyed it. The jobs, learning all the abilities was a lot of fun. Interesting enough, the battle went back to an ATB sort of system. I don't care for all of the there's like a lot of fan service in this, and I don't know. Some of the stuff in this game I'm not a fan of, but it is a sequel to my favorite game of all time, so going to be having to get around to that at some point. So yeah, when I bought this PlayStation 2, it actually came with it came with these two games, Red Faction, Red Faction 2, and it also came with two loose games. I'm not gonna show them. In fact, I don't even really remember what they are. It's just games I'm not really interested in, and collecting, I only really want games in my collection that I'm gonna play. Uh, I'm a gamer before a collector, so these two games I don't really know anything about. I kind of want to do some research on it to see if they kind of appeal to me. If not, then I might just end up selling them. So Red Faction 1 and then the case for Red Faction 2. I'm not sure if they're like a stealth shooter, first person shooter type game. I don't know. It's kind of weird though. Like I have quite a bit of nostalgia for the PS2 and I played like the demo disc and stuff. I'm trying to think if this looks kind of familiar, but I wonder if this was on that demo disc. I don't know. I have to do a bit of research to see. All right. And that same day that I bought the Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube at GameStop, they also had Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, which was awesome. I was completely not expecting to find something like this at GameStop, but look at that. Now, this is my favorite Ratchet and Clank game. In fact, this is one of my favorite games of all time. This might be my second or third favorite. I don't know what's behind Final Fantasy X, but the amount of times that I beat this game is insane. This is the last game in the trilogy I played. Funny enough, I played the first one, then Up Your Arsenal. I didn't even know this game existed because this was like back in 2006 or something. I played the games like a year or two after, and I ended up trading with my brother's friend who saw I had Up Your Arsenal, and that was an awesome trade. And I absolutely loved it. I had the least amount of nostalgia for this one out of the three, but this game has just grown on me and grown on me, and this is just the funnest one to play for me out of the three. I really have like no issues with this game. Like the only thing really is like the hoverbike racing, but that's optional. You have like the one race that you have to do, but I don't mind that at all because it's really short. And it's not like it's boring, really. It's just the missions can get kind of annoying at times, but everything about this game I absolutely love. The weapons were so much fun. Favorite weapons in like all of gaming, the plasma storm and the heavy bouncer. Just awesome. Awesome weapon lineup. The levels were amazing. A very like military approach that they had with this game, kind of with Ratchet and Fizzwidget. I absolutely love the soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack. And then also picked up Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, which a lot of nostalgia with this. I played this one directly after playing the first one. My brother's friend, this was another friend, but he saw me playing, I think the original, and he said if I wanted to borrow Up Your Arsenal, and the rest is history. Uh, Definitely like the most fluid, like the gameplay is just so this is perfected, really. It feels so smooth when you're playing this. They tweaked like the level design from Going Commando, and it's just awesome. They kind of perfected the gameplay on this one, really. Uh, this one did have a bit of more of a linear approach, but they did had a multiplayer system, which it pains me that I never got around to playing it because I never had the network adapter. In fact, I just got the network adapter like for the first time right now. It's probably kind of useless right about now. But I did get the HD remaster on upon release, but I don't know, I just didn't care about the online for some reason, which is a shame because now I'm never going to be able to play it. But a lot of fun. The Rift Inducer was my favorite weapon in this game. I absolutely love it. I have to pick up the first game, Deadlocked, and Size Matters, and Secret Agent Clink. I don't know if I'll get the PS2 version or the PSP version. The original Kingdom Hearts, this one's not in the best condition. This one is missing the manual as well, so I don't know if I'll end up repicking this up. A lot of nostalgia with this game. I'll admit I am not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but one and two just have, especially one, have such a strong like attachment to me. This was because I don't really consider Ocarina of Time an RPG. This was technically the first RPG I played. I played this back in like 2010, and I absolutely loved it. Like the gameplay just completely sucked me in. And the Disney worlds mixed with the Final Fantasy characters, which was funny because at the time I didn't even play Final Fantasy. In fact, this was kind of the reason why I even played Final Fantasy because I was fighting Sephiroth, and my brother would see me play video games sometimes. He was also a gamer. I had two older brothers, and they used to play these games. That's how I even played this game because they played them back in the day. And I didn't know who Sephiroth was, and he was, oh, you got to play Final Fantasy 7. Ended up playing Final Fantasy 3 before 7, but that's basically what got me into Final Fantasy. And you know what? Absolutely loved it. The world was always a lot of fun. I can get through this game pretty quickly. I know it's because I've been in it so many times, but I think that's one of the things that I wouldn't say I prefer it over Kingdom Hearts 2, but I do end up playing this more than Kingdom Hearts 2 because it's very short and concise. A lot of fun. Awesome replay value and just an amazing gameplay. Action RPGs I'm usually not that big on compared to strategy or turn-based, but I don't know, Kingdom Hearts just does it right. Another one of my GameStop pickups, Jak 3. Crazy how I haven't gotten to these games yet. I have played Jak 1 for a few hours and I did enjoy it quite a bit. I just never I don't like picking games up and putting them down, but it's always like a timing thing, I believe. I don't know. Had a lot of fun with Jak 1. Uh Glad I was able to pick this up. This was really cheap and it was in good condition. This one was complete with that insert and the manual and stuff. I think it was like 7, $8. So I had to jump on this because I know I want to get around it at some point. So if I see Jak 1 or Jak 2, I'm going to be picking that up pretty soon. Next here we have the collector's edition of Final Fantasy 12. I remember my two older brothers playing this way back in the day, and they had this version specifically. So I just wanted to pick it up. It brings like some sort of memories back. This collector's edition is pretty cool. It comes with the manual, the game itself, and then it comes with this bonus disc, which I'm not entirely sure what's in that. Might just be like added content behind the scenes or something. Yeah, really cool sleeve that it kind of comes in. Yeah, Final Fantasy 12. Played this, I think, in the beginning of COVID, or like maybe a little before. at the time I wasn't kind of a fan. I got like 30 hours into it and I put it down. It's just that this version to me was a bit slower. I was enjoying it, but I don't know, I just ended up putting it down. And then I played it like a year later because I just really wanted to play it. But I ended up picking up the Zodiac Age and I enjoyed that version quite a bit more. I do want to go back to play this version at some point because the other one you're locked behind jobs, which I have no problem with, I really enjoy. But I'm curious to see how this one plays out now because this one gives you kind of like complete freedom with what you want to do. And this game is known for like breaking. You can easily break stuff, go to places before you're supposed to go and get like overpowered equipment. So I'm curious to see how it plays out in that version. And Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. This might just be my favorite fighting game, one of my favorite fighting games. Certainly my favorite fighting game of an anime. Uh, Countless times have I played this back in the day. I put so many hours into this. I used to do like the 1-on-5 with like the hardest difficulty, just like straight handicap myself. I had so much fun with this. I used to love playing with Gohan, Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2, and then Kid Buu. Very big fan of Dragon Ball Z, as you can probably see. I got the mangas right there, and then the DVD sets right there. Absolutely love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I'm actually watching the original Dragon Ball for like the 10th time. First time watching it in Japanese, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. And this had like Kid Goku, it had like some of the original Dragon Ball characters too, I believe. A lot of fun. Just a really interesting soundtrack. A great soundtrack that wasn't you wouldn't even really expect, but they put quite a lot of time into it. The character roster was amazing. The story was really good. I love how they did the adventure system. Tournaments. This game is just jam-packed with a lot of content. It's awesome. All right, only one PlayStation 1 game, but that will be changing soon. Trust me. I love the PlayStation 1. Final Fantasy 9. I wanted to pick this up first because I specifically remember having a lot of nostalgia and attachment to this one. After playing Final Fantasy 7, uh, because I got that from my brother's friend. He also had Final Fantasy 8, which I played. I got to like the end of disc one, and that game always convoluted me a bit. I ended up playing it a few years later, and then I ended up beating it several times, and now I love Final Fantasy 8 too. But at the time, I just played disc one, and then I saw Final Fantasy 9. I kind of bought this on a whim because I was like, I love Final Fantasy 7 and 3 so much that I know I'm gonna enjoy this. I ended up buying this off like eBay or it might have been half.com. I don't remember. That takes me back. Half.com. And the rest is history. I absolutely love this. I remember this is like I think the first one of the first games I ended up following up with a guide because I just wanted to see like everything. And funny enough, I'm glad I did because this game has a lot of missables. So first time I beat the game, I was able to know where a lot of the stuff was at. But yeah, the Chocobo hunt, Chocobo mini quest. Well, it got kind of annoying at times, but I mean, as a kid, it didn't bother me. Digging up all those chogographs, exploring the world. I absolutely love the world map in this game. In fact, I think Final Fantasy 7, 9, probably have my favorite world maps. I love the world music that plays in them. I love exploring the different continents. The ability system was awesome. I love how you learned your abilities through equipment. I wish we saw more of stuff like that. Tales of Vesperia had something quite similar to that. All right, and then just what is that? 8 more games left. These are all Switch games. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now, this game gets a very big rep in the RPG community. Its status right now is pretty high. Uh, I don't know. I kind of struggle to get into this game. Maybe I just need to give it more of a fair shot and just keep pushing. I'm like 11 or 12 hours into it, but I kind of put it down. Uh, I love the world map. I'm surprised that this was on a Wii game. I just don't understand how that's possible. It's just the game is so expansive. I don't know. I'm surprised that this they fit this on a Wii disc, but yeah, the I think it's the Bionis, Mechonis. I think that's what they're called. You kind of like live on these like two mechs and stuff, and then you have that interesting sword. The I already forgot what it's called. Meccano? I don't know. I kind of forgot, but I pretty much enjoy everything about this game, like the music, the story, the characters and stuff. The one thing I don't really like is the gameplay and kind of how like the side quests are structured. I don't know. That was like the one thing that I kind of struggled with. I don't know what it is. I like Final Fantasy XII's battle system, which people compare it quite a lot to. Although I find there's definitely some differences. I like how the AI works a lot more in Final Fantasy 12, but maybe I just need to give it a bigger shot. But I'm not really one to kind of force games, so at some point I'm probably gonna want to come back and play it, and when I do, then I'll come back and play it. But I don't know, just wasn't the biggest fan. Star Ocean, the second story. This is still sealed. I want to get around to this because I know I'm gonna enjoy this quite a bit. This is a remake of I think this originally was released on the PlayStation 1, if I'm not mistaken. And stuff like this just seems interesting. I know the Star Ocean games can get have to do with like space exploration or something. I don't know. I really don't know much about the series, but I have a feeling I'm gonna like this game. And I picked it up because definitely want to get around to this at some point. And then Persona 5, oh, this is Royal Edition. Just like Xenoblade Chronicles, I pretty much get into all RPGs I played, but so far Xenoblade Chronicles and Persona have been like the two series that I've kind of struggled to get into. And I don't know if it's kind of like just the hype because these games get so much praise. I think it's just a lot of it's the calendar system. I'm not going to speak on this game specifically because I've never played it, but Persona 3 I just struggled so much to get into. I feel like I'm still going to enjoy these games. I don't know. I'm thinking Persona 3 might not be for me because I love the music, but there was so much about that game that kind of frustrated me, and I'm just really not a fan of the calendar system. But with Persona 5 Royal and even Persona 4 Golden, I'm willing to give them a shot. Hopefully, I end up enjoying them. I'm trying not to go into them with extreme like expectations, which I don't really do. It's just a lot of it is like, do you gel with the game? If you know what that means, if you know what I'm saying. Octopath Traveler Zero, I picked this up on release. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play this until a week or two after release. But man, I once I played this, I picked up and started a new game on this. I couldn't put it down. Absolutely love it. In fact, right now I'm doing a let's play of the original of the first Octopath Traveler on Steam and having quite a bit of fun. This game kind of surprised me because I didn't know anything about Champions of the Continent. Uh, this game was basically based on it. This I don't know just how much this takes from it, but I think it actually takes quite a bit from it. A lot of fun. You have like the eight-player battles. You have the four people in the front, four people in the back. You have your village that you're building, which I enjoyed more than I thought I was gonna enjoy. Uh, it was actually a lot of fun. I wasn't really expecting that, and you definitely want to do that because you can use it to get some pretty good stuff. You have like your own shop. Uh, you have your own farm, your own, you can grow crops. There's a lot to it. There's a coliseum and stuff. A lot of fun. This one might just be my favorite. I out of the three. I like what they did with the story. This one definitely has the best story out of the three. I remember really gravitating towards the Pardis section, King Pardis and his daughter, like that part of the story section. And Xanthos was pretty cool. Yeah, this one had the best story out of the three. It's like what I like about these games is they continuously improve. Like they have a lot of stuff from like older RPGs, but they tend to keep improving with each game as they come out. So awesome. Absolutely love that game. That was a treat. All right, let's see. Final Fantasy 7 and 8, the twin pack, which is pretty cool. Comes with 7 and 8, the remastered version of 8, and I'm not sure which version of this of 7. I wonder if this is like the PS4 one where you can speed up. I'm not entirely sure. That might just be the PS4 version. But I did want to pick this up. I think it was on sale when I picked it up, and it's cool having Final Fantasy 7 and 8 on the portable because when I do play the Switch, a lot of times it's portable. Actually, I rarely play it docked. So yeah, that's a nice addition to have. The Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster collection. I got this because this was on sale, and absolutely love these Pixel remasters, especially the for Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Uh, 5 and 6, I like the Game Boy Advance versions quite a bit. 4, you have a billion versions of that game, the PSP and the 3DS version, or the 3D version. 3, I like the 3D version as well, but 1 and 2, I like all these, but 1 and 2 specifically, I absolutely love the Pixel Remaster versions of. I've actually liked Final Fantasy 2. I know I'm in a complete minority with that, very unpopular opinion, but I like Final Fantasy 2. So yeah, 1 through 6. 1 and 2, probably my least favorite in the entire series, but even with that being said, I still love them. Well, I don't know. I probably still prefer those to Final Fantasy 15, if I'm being quite honest with you. A lot of fun with these, a lot of QOL, quality of life updates that make them just the definitive version of play, really. And then Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD Remake. This is the last game I have to show here. A lot of fun. I like what they did with this. I beat the first one. The second one I haven't actually beaten. I got like 20 something hours into it. I've actually beaten these games on the Super Nintendo remake with English patch because that never came out in America, unfortunately, which is a shame because I absolutely love the Super Famicom. I keep saying Super Nintendo, but really it's Super Famicom. The Super Famicom versions of 1, 2, and 3. In fact, the Super Famicom version of 3 is my absolute favorite way to play that, even over the HD 2D remake. I need to go back and beat 2. I think it's because I beat 2 on Super Famicom like 2 years ago. 2, 3 years ago, I think, for the first time, so it's still kind of fresh. And the game was like quite long. But I mean in all honesty, it is kind of like the definitive version. A lot of like really good QOL updates. I like what they did with the story and stuff. If this is your first time playing, this is definitely worth it. Like a lot of fun was had with these two games. And I'm curious to see what they do with 4, 5, and 6 because I think at this point they're just gonna remake all of them. Uh, two new games I did pick up, but it's on Steam because I want to do Let's Plays on them. In fact, one of them I'm doing a Let's Play on right now, and that is Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. Doing a Let's Play of that right now, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want to check that out, it's there on the channel. I'm on part 20, I believe. I'm like 10 hours into the game. Having a lot of fun with it. Unfortunately, I haven't got to Altruis Abbey, but I think you're supposed to wait 30 hours in the original or something, anyways. But I'm hoping I'm close to that. And then the other one is Final Fantasy Tactics. I think it's called the Ivalice Chronicles or something. I'm not sure on the title exactly. Another gaming guild. I don't know how I haven't beaten that game yet, but now I have a chance to, and I will be doing that blind on a Let's Play. So yeah, not sure how often I'll be doing these. Again, all of this stuff I showed is stuff that I picked up through the span of like 4 or 5 months. So I think I'll do this again in like 3 or 4 months. Will be a much smaller pickups video, I imagine, but oh well. Definitely a lot of fun. Expect to look out for these every now and then, kind of once in a blue moon, every few months. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This was Somnus, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure like to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. See ya.